What?
Hey y'all. Hey y'all. It's Friday, the late night happy hour. It's Friday, late night happy hour. Ooh. Hey y'all, how you doing? I'm so excited to be here. Ooh, I love this. Carrie.
See, it ain't even been a whole minute. My face hurt already.
Harry,
they were thinking, I don't hear the music. It was because it was in our heads. There was absolutely no music playing.
No, it's all up here.
Get your own music in your own head, okay? Hello, I don't know who you are, but hello.
Hey.
What is going on? All right, so listen, it's late night happy hour with Carrie, Irene, and Dr. Sue, and we have an amazing topic for y'all tonight. Tonight's topic is we about to tell y'all all our business.
And y'all can tell y'all's too. We are sharing. We're sharing.
We're sharing today. So we were talking last week about how we've been going over Neville Goddard's book, The Power of Awareness. And we're gonna tell every bit of it, every single bit of it, every syllable.
Yep, telling it all.
Business. But we have been going over the book, The Power of Awareness, for the last 3 weeks. And so we were like, okay, it really does start to kind of repeat itself. It's like, be aware, not just of some things, but everything. Everything will tell you everything you need to know. So we were trying to figure out like which chapters we were going to do this week. We was like, you know what? We need a break. We need a break from novel stalks, and we need to just get on here and share our own. And so we don't have any specific thing we're going to talk about tonight. Tonight, you are just going to see me and Dr. Sue have a conversation, and we invite you to join us. And that is what it is. Thank you for joining us on the conversation tonight, Angelique, the artist. Angelique had a birthday 2 days ago.
Happy birthday!
Cancer season, baby. All right. So tonight we just talking. So, Dr. Sue, how was your day?
Today it was really an emotional day because, next week I'm moving on Thursday. The mover is coming. I think he's supposed to be here. The mover is supposed to be here on the 28th at 1:00. Now, I haven't gotten an invoice from him. He gave me a verbal estimate. So I keep saying, okay, God, I'm trusting. And so today I was with that energy of, I don't know. I know my lease ends on the 31st. I know I need to be up out of here. And then I've been dealing with the post office, trying to forward my mail. You can forward your mail online, but every time I try to forward my mail, it tells me, when I try to do it online, it says, you can't forward this because you're forwarding from a business. But y'all, the business I'm forwarding from is the United States Post Office. So I don't know. I was like, I have gone there a couple of times to the post office. And then yesterday I spent an hour talking to, well, first of all, they gave me a number to call, and that number hung up on me. When I finally found the number to call, then this woman, she was very nice. She great customer service skills, but she couldn't help me. She said, this is a tech problem. This is a technical problem. So she puts me over to the tech people, and the tech person had a story. She had her spiel that she had to run, so she wasn't really even listening to me, right? And
Right.
every time I would try to tell her what the problem was, she had a canned response. So I just let her run her after it was obvious to me that she wasn't listening. Then I just said, okay. And then to myself, I said, Sue, you have got to practice what you preach. Focus on your breathing, calm down, let her do what she's going to do. Don't be rude, because everything up in, you have that sense where you're like,
You was
there is a tornado
ready.
rising up inside of you. I had to bring it down. And then she had the audacity to ask me if I would mind. Y'all know where I'm going with this, right? If I would mind doing a customer service, an evaluation, right? The little survey. I said, I don't mind. And I thought about it and I said, let me just hang up, because I can assure you that I would have taken out all of the stress that I had been experiencing with the post office. It would have been directed at her. So I am still trying to walk, in that higher plane. So I just hung up. I thought that was the best thing to do. But so all of that is like the backdrop for today. Today I had lunch with a friend, and we have been friends for 20 years. And so we're both very emotional about this separation. I mean, this is somebody that I've talked to almost every day for
Yeah.
hours sometimes, right? Now
Yeah.
I'm just going 300 miles away.
But still, that is a thing, though. When you move, that is a thing. The people that you're used to just seeing on a regular basis, it is a difference. It's a big difference.
So it's been an emotional day. We had lunch together. We spent time just hanging out together, and then when it was time for her to go, we both were just boohoo crying. So I have
No,
just come off.
really?
I have come off just, I mean, literally just come off of a boohoo crying kind of thing. But I'm so grateful to be here with you all tonight. I love Carrie. Carrie always lifts my spirit. So thank you, Carrie. And I love coming on the late night happy hour, because regardless of what is going on in my day, it energetically, it lifts me up. I look forward to it. So thank you all for sharing with us and for being here and allowing us to be silly, to not always have to come with some real serious stuff. We like the serious, we like to go deep, but tonight we are just gonna hang and tell you all our business, and y'all can tell us some of y'all's too. I'm just saying.
What y'all do today? And what came up for you? Because I love how you were talking about, it's that real moment. Like, we talk about a lot of breathing and techniques and can do and access the energy, whatever, but we don't really tell the actual situations, which we do it in just everyday life. Just something as simple as, I'm freaking frustrated with this postal system. I'm just trying to get my mail forwarded. What is the big deal? It's just like me going to the DMV. Every time I went to the DMV, this long line and blah, 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 blah. But even in those moments, everything is spiritual. Let's start there. That's one of the biggest things, my biggest takeaways from listening to Michael A. Singer. He says everything is spiritual, because everything is an opportunity for you to choose your highest self. We have to create a habit of choosing our higher self by every decision, not the big decisions. It's not the despair where the habits are formed. The habits are formed on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that when the habit is formed on those big times, it's habitual to say, let me breathe. Let me tap into Lord, ancestors come, ancestors come, guys. So, but if we have to form that every day, even in traffic. Oh, It's bumper to bumper, people swerving. Archangel Michael, watch my way. Just every moment that you have to tap in to knowing that you are okay, knowing that you're protected, knowing that you can get through this, knowing that this too shall pass. So that in the big moments, you've already made it habitual to know that you're okay. You
I think
are
it's important. It's important to be alert to the nuggets. Look for the gold in the experience, right? And so, despite everything that was happening with the post office, the last person that I talked to, now he couldn't really help me, but his customer service skills were
was helpful.
phenomenal.
Right.
Even though he didn't do a thing for me, he made me feel seen, he made me feel heard, he made me feel understood, and he made me feel like he helped me even though he didn't do anything.
You know, a big part of helping is not adding to my problem.
Yep.
Like, you may not be able to help me, but don't make it worse, please.
Yep.
Angelique says this morning I rode a bike for the first time in 6 years. The front tire was kind of flat. My pelvic bone is tender, but I'm proud of myself. Took a
Good
big
for you.
oh, see, it's just that. It's that. There was a lot of intentional breathing during the ride.
Very good. Good for you. Good for you.
It is, yeah. In those moments,
Angelique,
you gotta do
I'm
it.
going to get a bike when I get to Gainesville, but it's going to be the 3-wheel.
With that big old gel cushion seat.
To do the skinny tire thing. I'm not trying to do the trail back, but I'm just going to. I'm going to be that old lady riding around the neighborhood with the basket on the front and the 3 wheels and ringing the bell saying, "You better get out the way. You better get out the way." That would be me. I'm coming now.
You ain't even lying because that is so gonna be you, man.
You better get out the way. I'm coming. I'm so looking forward to it. That's right. 3-wheeler.
Oh
I'm doing
God. It. I am so done. I'm gonna hit you my
You can laugh if you want to. I'm going to have somebody take a picture of me on my 3-wheeler. You just give me a little minute to get there.
Oh, y'all, mark my word. When Dr. Sue get down there, I'm going, and we're going to the
Temple of the Universe.
Temple of the Universe. Oh, we're going. Oh, we're going. For sure, we're going. That's what Michael A. Seeger is. So,
yep. Temple of the Universe.
I can't wait till you get to Gainesville. I'm coming. I'm so coming.
It's only about 20 to 30 minutes from where I live.
Oh, you missed it. I remember that because I was like, I need to know. And I told her, I said, if you don't want to map it, just send me the address. I'll map it, but I need to know. 20, 30 minutes. Oh, I'm so there. All right. So, what are you excited about being back in Gainesville?
Actually, I'm a little scared. Actually, since we're being really real, I'm a little scared because it has been 40 plus years since I actually lived there. And when I have gone home to visit, I pretty much, my sister passed in April, but before that, I would go home and I pretty much would hang out with her. So I really haven't connected with the people that I went to elementary school and high school with. And so in a way, it really is like going to a whole new city where I don't know, I don't know where my tribe is. I don't know where my tribe is in Gainesville. Now, I'm so grateful to find out that Micah Singer is there because that is one place that I can go to find my people. And of course, I'm still going to be hanging out with my people right here. You know, I love y'all. Don't go nowhere. Don't leave me. I'm just saying.
For sure.
Um, so I'm a little concerned. You know, everybody as you get older, it's more difficult to make friends, right? Because we got our little cliques and everything. But I'm just going in open with open energy, love, sharing, and I'm just gonna be. And so that's the plan, just to be open and to go the places where there are people that I want to meet and just to hang out like I've been there forever. And yes, I am looking at this as an opportunity to reinvent myself one more time. And the thing I said this before, the thing I love about living in this time period, being on this earth plane at this time, you get to reinvent yourself every day, every day. And so once again, I will show up as a new me. Now, I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but it's going to be more authentic, more in integrity, more in alignment, and more of this.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. First and foremost, that shirt you got on, you look
What?
good in that color.
Oh, thank you.
It looks really, really nice. I meant to tell you that when I first seen it, but we was both running around, trying to get our lives together. But
Yeah,
yeah, you
yeah,
and so, and I love your day, just the progression of your whole day. I'm sitting in it. It feels good. Like I can feel that you feel good.
yeah.
You
It's an emotional day, but it's been a good day.
Yeah.
I mean, when we went to lunch, the restaurant that we went to, the waiter was so nice. He got the order wrong, but he was
That's another good one. Anyway.
he got my friend's order wrong, but he was so respectful and he was so catering to us. And she
Okay.
tipped him 30%. And here's the thing that I loved about that experience. She asked him, how much, what do, what do you want me to give you as a tip? And he said, he was very humble. He said, well, ma'am, you can give me whatever you want. And I said, wait a minute. I said, wait. You don't get this opportunity often, I'm sure. Somebody is asking you what you want for your service. And my friend said, she's a life coach and she's a lawyer. You better listen to her. I told him, I said, now that humble stuff, there's a time and place for that. But she is asking you, how much of a tip do you want? And she was saying, you want 15, you want 12%, 15%, 20%, you want 30%. uh, I told him, take the 30. And he looked like, really?
She in the
Here's,
audience. 30. What's
here's,
it?
here's the thing that he didn't know. He finally said 30, right? He was very hesitant. If he had said 35, she would have given him 35. Our bill came to over $100. The bill was like $150-something.
Mm-hmm.
He would have gotten more. You have not because you ask not. And that was the lesson that I hope he learned today.
So
So
what you
got
asking
that
for
little
tonight?
nugget out there.
What you asking for tonight? I want Angelique, whoever else in the audience, Facebook users. I think Monique's out there. I had it on my phone, but I messed up. I don't even know where it went no more. Yeah, I don't even know. What do y'all want? What we asking for tonight? What you asking for tonight, Doctor?
What am I asking for?
Yeah.
You know, you guys have, I'm truly serious when I say coming on. I look forward to the Friday night, the late night happy hour. I do, because it is an opportunity to connect with you, to connect with whoever shows up, to connect with whoever sees this on the replay. I just look forward to having an opportunity to be. And again, it was a very emotional day, but it was a good day. And so I just want more of the same,
Mm.
more of the same. I feel like today was filled with love. Today was filled with caring and sharing. And I just, I just feel like God is just pouring all of the goodness into me. And I just want to pour it out. I just want to give it out. So how about you? What do you
On
want?
me. I got some on me. I got some of that on me. I felt it. What do I want? That's a loaded question. And I
Let's
don't
talk
want to get
about it.
people with my answer. I want to truly keep my heart open at all times. I want my heart to always and forever be open. That is what I want.
Yeah,
That is what I want.
I
I
feel
know what
that.
it feels like when it closes.
Yeah, I totally feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always open. No doors. None at all. And trust. Just trust. Not want, not need, not seek, not just trust. When it comes to my heart, just trust. Yeah. What's this? What's this? What's this? I am asking for more awareness of myself and my needs in my daily life. Yes, absolutely. The power of awareness. Oh man, what an amazing life we live. We live a life to where at any given time we can ask for something and start to walk towards it immediately. The asking is just the preparation. I go to prepare a place for you.
Mm,
If I go, ye know, the way ye know. But you gotta move. You know the way. You may not think you know the way because you can't remember the way. But as soon as you ask, it started to manifest. It's reverse engineering your way to it. It's there. It's there for the asking. Now it's once you ask for it though, now it's yours for the taking. But in order to take something, you got to put forth the effort, even if that's just speaking kinder about yourself in your life, even if that's eating better because you realize what you've been eating has been to your detriment. Even if it is turning in your 2 week notice, even though your knees are knocking and the tears won't stop rolling, even if it's fill in the blank, fill in the blank, ask and shall be given to you. You just gotta go, you gotta give it. You gotta get it. Like if someone gave you something, would you just stand there with your hands like this? Or would you move towards
I-
it? If you ask someone for something, they give it to you. What is the next step? Go get it.
For me, I'm getting it and I'm hugging you. Ooh, ooh, ooh,
I'm
ooh.
feeling that
Yeah,
your feet. It's mine.
yeah.
It's mine all day, every day. Yes, it is. Oh man, this is good. I think that we just going back to our regular format now. What you think? We just gonna hop on here every Friday and talk about
Yeah, well, we may want to do some teaching every now and then, but I don't think that should
this
be
is teaching. This is teaching.
that's what I'm saying. We may want to teach from somebody else's resources every now and then, but not necessarily, right? Not
Yeah,
that. Let's see.
yeah.
I've spent many days thinking about the end of my life and not living. I'm ready to experience a reawakening. Carrie, you know this.
I do. I do. It's funny how what we focus on tends to pull its way closer to us. We spend all this time thinking about what we don't want. And we're like, I can't for the life of me figure out how I can't get away from this. I can't knock this feeling. And I can't believe this person keeps popping up. Well, because you keep thinking about it. You keep manifesting it. That's what manifestation always starts with an idea. Ideas are just thoughts with legs. And the only thing that makes a thought grow legs is the fact that you're feeding it, so it's starting to grow legs. And then it's crawling, then it's walking, then it's running, then it is punching holes in the wall of your brain like a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's all it is, Angelique. I'm with Dr. Sue. It's been a really good day, and I like more of the goodness. Absolutely. Yeah, it's all about your mindset. You
Yeah,
have to feed
I've been doing a lot of thinking
your
about thinking, thinking about thinking,
mhm.
thinking about the thoughts that we have. And as you're saying, how what we are, what we think,
Yep.
we become what we think,
Yep.
we project what we think.
Yep.
When life is showing up for us, even if it's showing up different, we only see that which we have programmed ourselves to see. So life can be absolutely phenomenal in terms of the gifts that it is bringing to you. But if you're programmed to think in terms of lack, in terms of inadequacy, in terms of not enoughism, then you could be given a mountain of gold, and all you're going to see is, well, that's only one mountain. Why don't I have two? They got two. In fact, she's got three. So we're
Mhm.
coming from a space of negativity. We're coming from a space of, I don't know, not enoughism and insufficiency. And what I want to do for myself, and the lesson that I want to share that I had to learn is look for the goodness, because there's goodness in everything. And,
Everything.
and you can substitute a different word for goodness, but what I want you to focus on is, how are you thinking? What are you thinking? Often we have been programmed to focus on the not, I call it not enoughism. Now,
No,
not enoughism is not a word, but it's
not
a
enough.
word that I created, right? Because it's like a disease. I don't have enough. I don't have enough of this. I don't have enough of that. And so, regardless of what you have, you can be surrounded with wealth, with love, with abundance, with richness. If you come from a mindset of not enoughism, it doesn't matter how much you have, you're going to always feel inadequate. You're going to
Yeah.
always feel like the grass is greener on the other side. So let me get to the other side. But here's the thing about that. When you get over on the other side of whatever it is that you want to get over on the other side of, you're carrying yourself with you. And so all of those negative thoughts that you had that brought you to that place in the first place, when you get over on the other side of this fence and you turn around and look back, you're everything that you had over there, you have now brought it over here, because it is within you. It's
Yeah.
within you. It was within me. And that was so major. I kept saying, the world is this, the world is that. He done me wrong, she done me wrong, they done me wrong, the world done me wrong. And the world does do some wrong. It does. I'm not saying that it doesn't. But what do you make of that? It's so cliche-ish to say, the world gave me lemons and I made lemonade. But think about it. There's really some truth there. You can either stay in that sour space, or you can say, okay, so you did that. Mhm. I can't change what you did. What I can change is how I view it. I can create the story that I want based on how I choose to experience it. You can be very intentional. So when we think about thinking, let's think about what you are thinking and how you can change that. Because
Yeah.
really, there's a lot of talk about transformation. Transformation begins with awareness, with intention, and then with you having clarity on terms of what the action is that you need to take, and taking that action so that you can, when you do get on the other side of the fence, you're loving the person that you brought with you.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about thinking.
Wherever you go, there you are.
Amen.
Well, I
Yeah.
was talking to a friend of mine before this on the Zoom, and we were talking about peace. And after looking back, I'm like, girl, you should just. But she said, I made a remark about peace. Like, oh no, she's on here. Megan, you here? I don't know if you're here now. Anyway, I'm telling I'm telling your business here.
I'm telling ours and hers.
But she made a statement about peace and how you make peace. And I said, I said, you don't make it. You can't make, if you can make it, it means you can destroy. Anything you can make, you can destroy. Like the human body, for instance, right? No one made us. You know, they say, oh, your mom and your dad made you. No, your mom provided an egg. Your dad provided sperm. They were not inside there like weaving you together. Like you made you. You know what I mean? So only you can destroy you. But peace, we came with peace. Peace is and withstands all. Love. We came with love. You know, all these things that we say we have to find, these things we say we have to create or fix or mend or change the definition of, are just simply things we need to accept. They're here for the taking. They can't, it's just like energy. It can't be created or stored. It just can be shifted.
It just is.
And it's a matter of perspective. So when thinking about the grass being greener on the side, I know we've all heard the phrase, it's greener where you water it. But even the grass of hate can be the most beautiful, lush grass you've ever seen because you water the shit out of that grass and hate is growing about. It's greener where you water it. And if you water and hate, then that grass is green and flourishing too. Yeah. It's going to flourish wherever energy goes, where it grows there. If you put your focus on it, that's what's going to grow. But peace doesn't grow nor diminish. Peace is something that just is. Peace just is. And I love thinking of peace. You know, it's almost like you have to, just like we are extensions of God. God is peace, the Prince of Peace. You know, all the things we say, the cliche things. We're an extension of peace. We're an extension of love. And these things that we are, no one can take them from us. We just have to remember where we came from. You know, I got a church song for you. You want me to sing it? I'm about to.
Sing.
Peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this peace that I have, the world
didn't give it to me.
Oh, this peace that I have, the world
didn't give it to me. Oh, the world didn't give it.
And the world
can't take it away. All right.
Yeah.
Having some church up in here. Got some church up in here. Woo! Can't hear you.
I can feel it. They was out there singing it too, wasn't it? They were singing it. What'd you say? Hallelujah.
Amen. Got some church up in here, y'all.
Yes. Peace is energy. It is our natural state of being come through. Yes, indeed. It is so true. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. And if the world didn't give it, they sure as hell can't take it away. My peace. Not your peace. Now you do what you want to do with your portion. We all got the portion. What you do with it, though, is up to you. And if your peace is here and you are constantly focused over here,
you keep fading in and out. Your voice is fading in and out.
I don't even know what to do about it, girl. I'm just
keep talking. You good.
But yeah, if your peace is here and your focus is there, peace never went anywhere. Your focus went away from what you wanted to grow. And if what you want to grow is not what you're paying attention to, it doesn't diminish. It's just no longer in your experience. You can put it back in your experience, by putting your focus back on it, as is anything in your life. Anything. You are a creator, which means you manifest things out of what is already here. That's what we've been talking about in the power of awareness with Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard. But your imagination is what manifests. Because what we say about creation, creation is finished.
Oh, nothing else to create. It's all done.
It's all
All
done.
done.
When God said it is finished, it was finished.
Yep.
Now it's saying, now take what I've given you and create whatever you want to out of it.
Yep.
And you know what we create? What we focus on.
So let's just talk about that some more, because I like to give, from a practical standpoint, what if we want to reconnect with the inner peace, with our inner peace.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about awareness, we have to focus on, well, where am I now and how am I being now, right? Because a lot, I've talked about this before, a lot, for many of us, in order to get to that peace, we got to do some unlearning. We got to excavate some BS that other people have given us, that we have internalized regarding who we think we are. And we have to ask ourselves, when it comes to how we're showing up and how we're processing even life, whose thoughts are we processing? Whose actions are we mimicking? Who is it that we are allowing to infiltrate our spirit, our soul, and get us out of sync and cause us not to be at peace? That there has to be an awareness of that and an intentional release. Because if you're not aware of it, then you can't release it. If you can't release it, then you cannot go back to that state of peace that we're talking about. It involves unlearning all of this stuff that society and people in institutions within society say that you have to be, or that you have to know, or how you have to show up. There's nothing wrong with it if that's what other people choose to do, if that's how they choose to be. But if you want to have peace, peace is an inside job, and it requires, you got to stay focused. You got to stay focused, and you got to stay on your task, because every day, intentionally or unintentionally, somebody is showing up in your energetic field that's going to cause you to get out of alignment. You have to make a conscious decision that, no, it's just like the lady I was talking about with the post office. I didn't do the survey, because I knew that if I did the survey, I was going to drop down deep, because I was
Yeah.
already feeling, I was already feeling like some kind of way, because she didn't allow me to ask the questions, because she had the story in her head that she had to tell me, which didn't address my concerns. But when I got off, I was able to come back. I didn't do the survey, and I was able just to, it was almost like having an out of body experience, where I saw myself and I saw where I was. She didn't take me there, but I was drifting into a space that was out of alignment. I was drifting into a space that was out of my peace. And so it took that awareness. It really is a matter of being conscious in your mind and conscious in your body, because your body feels it when you're not in alignment. Your body feels it when you're being pulled energetically out of your peace. So you have to make that choice in that moment. Am I going to go? There's a split second between do and don't do, but it's there. There is a space between action and reaction. We have reached a point in this society where we have minimized that space so much that we don't think it's there. But what I'm saying is, if you focus on your breath, if you focus on the intentionality of the awareness and the intentionality, you can expand that space between somebody else's action and your reaction. It doesn't have to be like that. You can just kind of, oh, I see. Yeah, I see you. I'm good with it. I'm not going there. I choose.
That That reminds me of the space retreat. Remember I told you about the speed exercise that we'll be doing? I have this exercise where you slow things down a little bit, and what that does is I ain't gonna give y'all the goods, but what that does is it helps create that. It's kind of like over time, like with your joints and stuff, you have to maintain the fluid in between so you don't get arthritis, your bones don't start rubbing together, all those things. You want to keep that shock absorbency. Because if you're grinding bone on bone and something happens, you're more likely to get a fracture instead of maybe a contusion, instead of a bruise to the bone, you may break the bone. And that's a lot of times what happened with us spiritually. We're so spiritually frigid that we are so used to, dare I say, miracles and despair. We're so feel like we're in one of those. We're in miracles or we're in despair, and the rest of our life is a blur. When the build up to the miracle and the build up to despair, they're both really high on the spectrum of you have the feeling of looking down. Because even when you're real high, it's like, I'm on top of the world. But when we're in despair, it's like, I'm leaning over a cliff. Such an exhilarated feeling that it almost takes your breath away. But the rest of our life seems to be a blur. But if you be like Raymel, I really believe, because of the blue heart, correct me if I'm wrong, we are awareness. And the body and mind are experienced. They don't experience. Meaning we are experiencing the body through awareness, consciousness. So when you take that and you apply it to time, isn't that not the main thing that causes the stressor of anything? It's because either the timing that it happened, for instance, the post office. Anytime you was trying to get your mail forwarded and you wasn't moving in a week, would this be bothering you that much? No. You feel
the truth is it wouldn't be bothering me if I wasn't expecting a check. So I'm just saying, don't mess with my money. Don't mess with my money. I'm just saying.
Everything is situational. And we have all experience depending on what we're backed up against, And it's the truth. But it's once you become aware of what's truly happening, it's not the mail, it's not the this, it's the check. And then on top of that, it's not the check, it's why I need it. And then it's not why I need it, it's the situation that I'm in. And then it's not the situation in because it's the season of my life. And it's not the season of my life. Like, shit, it's just my bad. You can go all the way back to, I knew this. It's just all of that buildup was such a blur because I wasn't paying attention to every incremental moment. But if we do, ain't no surprises. Really? Tell me one. This is one that goes through all barriers, relationships. It could be romantic. It could be your pastor at church. It could be your best friend. But how many times have you ever been so sure about somebody? And once it was over, you look back and was like, and I'm talking about in every situation. How many people have taken a job, and when you took the job, you knew why you was taking the job, and you knew it, but you talked yourself into it because you needed that check. And then a month into it, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
What was I thinking? That's my line. What was I thinking?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Did I read this earlier? I don't think I read it out loud, but there's plenty of opportunities to be distracted from peace. Yes, and we have to be intentional about our focus. We really do. Because at any given time, we can recalibrate. And just like Dr. Sue was saying with the post office, she worked on her breathing because she knew that was something that could balance the peak. It let her down. It let the tension off a little bit, so to speak. There's always space for choice. Absolutely.
And the other thing I did, Carrie, I'm vaguely aware that the post office is not held in the highest regard.
Right.
And as I looked at the different post offices that were near me and I read the reviews, they were getting like 1 star, 2 stars.
Yeah.
And I thought, based on what they were saying, that the lines were long, they only had like one person there. So I took that into consideration. And I really was very intentional about not having any expectations about the final outcome, having no expectations about whether they could help me or not. I thought, let me go through the process. If they can help me, fine. If they can forward my mail, great. If not, it just means that I need to come back home and do it manually, which I'm going to do it anyway. So I had already identified some options that I could pursue, that regardless of what happened in the post office, I was not going to let them disturb my peace.
I gotta ask you a question.
Sure.
You read the
Don't be
reviews?
bashful.
Did you say you read the reviews before you went to the?
I did. I did. Listen, I went to the post office on Monday, and the lady said, I told her my story, that I tried to do it online, and she said, I can't help. I don't, that she said, you need to call this number. I said, okay. And so my friend told me, well, you should go to a different post office because I found that they're different, depending on which post office you go through, that you can get get different response. So I thought, well, let me just check all the post offices that are near and see one I might go to that has great reviews. Well, none of them had great reviews, so I just went back to the one that I
Such a lawyer. You are such a lawyer. Hey, Mel. This lady that investigated the post offices, y'all.
Hey, you got to know your community. You
I
need to
think
know
it's
in
good.
advance.
I
You
think
need to
it's,
know in
it's
advance what
very
you're
good.
going into, right? Because if I had not done that and I had gotten there, when I got there, there were 3 of us in line. It took the person in front of me 20 minutes to get served. And see, if I hadn't gone there, if I hadn't already known that there would be long waits and that they were only have one person, I would have been teed off because that one lady was there and she got teed
He
off and she left,
just teed off me.
pissed off. She got pissed off and she left. And you know what I said? I'm glad you left because that means I get to move up one space. I'm just saying I get to move up one space.
Ray Mel said that was clever. Or somebody said that was clever. Maybe that was Monique. He said that was clever. You investigated.
So I had I had my earphones in and I had my meditational music playing in my earphones,
That's what's
my
up.
Native American flute going, and I was just zenning out. I could have stood there for an hour. I would not have been upset.
Dr. Sue, I'm gonna read this and then I want to ask you about your flute. You can ask it because we were talking about earlier about being aware, being just just in those moments of awareness. And this is one of the things Raymel put. You can ask yourself, "Am I aware throughout the day?" You will reconnect with yourself first, then the mind will try to figure out the question. Yep. So I just wanted to read that out loud early from earlier. When the last time you played your flute?
I played it just briefly last week.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
no, that's more recent than I thought it'd be. I'm happy to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that.
Well, now that was the first time I had played it almost this entire year.
Don't matter. Last week.
But I played it last week. And I fully intend once I get home, when I get back home, then I will play because I won't have to be concerned about am I disturbing my neighbors or anything like that. We've got good insulation here, but still I didn't want to disturb anybody. But yeah, I played it last week.
Nice. That's all that
I used to go to the park and play. I'm looking for. There are a lot of things that y'all don't even know this about me. We started out saying we were going to tell all our business.
all
So
of it.
one of the things I do, I'm teaching myself to play the Native American flute. I'm teaching myself to play. I can't even pronounce the name of the drum, but the drum. And it's an African drum. So I'm teaching myself to play that. I make jewelry. I haven't made jewelry all week. I mean, all year, but I have like tons of natural stones. And so I'm really excited about moving home because I used to have a jewelry studio and I'm a trained silversmith. But
Better
with
tell me,
being
Dr. Sue.
silversmithing, you're working with gas and a acetylene torch. So I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that living in a condo community. So I stopped doing that, and then I started working with beads. But beads don't give me the same
Yeah,
creative
yeah.
joy.
Mojo.
Yeah. So I'm excited about being able to go home and set up a small studio where I will again start practicing my craft of jewelry
Hey,
making. So
you
I'm
be doing
excited.
your thing. I'm
Yep.
excited too. I can't wait to see your setup. I'm gonna be on the Zoom. Like, what's that over there?
My friends, I taught all my friends how to make jewelry, and we would have Zoom jewelry parties, jewelry making parties.
Nice.
So that could be something that one of these days we might do.
Yeah.
Everybody get you. I would tell you in advance what you needed, and we could do some simple things. Once you learn how to make a few things for yourself, it's like you'll go to unless you're buying really high end jewelry, you go to like a Walmart or someplace like that, Target or whatever. You don't want to spend your money on that because you go, I can make it. I can go to Michael's and get the components and make it, right?
Yeah.
And it only takes that just a very brief time. It's
Yeah.
not hard to learn. There's some simple loops that you can learn how to do and make all your stuff.
Lickety split.
Lickety split. Once you
We
learn that, it's like I'm not spending all that money on jewelry. I can do this.
We're gonna have to have. Oh shoot! I did something to the screen. Oh my bad. We're gonna have to have one of them parties. Angelique said she down. She down. We already we down. Yeah, we're gonna have one of them parties. I look
That'd be
forward to it.
fun.
Yeah, it will
And for the
be.
guys on here, if you're
Right
on
now,
here,
sell jewelry too.
yeah, there's some things that you can do. And I like working with wire. You can make simple wire rings that are totally
I
unique.
love wow.
Copper, 18 gauge copper. Really, really do some freeform stuff.
Yeah.
We'll have a jewelry making party once I get set up.
Oh, I'm excited. Y'all heard it here first. RSVP these are limited, okay? See, limited to how many people come. That's the limit. If you
Gonna
come,
be fun.
that will be fun. I like that. Well, oh, this feels like a natural wrap up. This feels like a natural wrap up. So, what are your final words for just today? What's your final words for your day today? And y'all put y'all's final words for your day today too. She said, Remy said, I want to learn how to make rings and necklaces. Oh,
We
we
can do
got
that.
you. You already know, bro. You already know.
We
By
can
the
do
way,
that.
I still have your first video. I sure do. When he started making them, yep, I got it. I still got it. I kept it. But what are your final words for today, Dr. Sue?
Well, let's ask our audience first.
Oh, I know. I want them to tell me. And Lisa, she gonna head to bed. And she was going to the light good vibes.
Thank you, Angelique.
Sweet dreams, Steve. But for me, I'm gonna tell you what mine is. Life is amazing. Life is so amazing to think that at one point I was inside of another human being's body, creating
Mm,
myself, just creating myself, not knowing what a spine was, not knowing what a finger was. And I was just building and building and building without thinking at all. Before my brain was fully formed, I knew. And it didn't take any calculation. I just I just knew. And the older I got, the more confused I got. Because the
That's
more
why we
voices,
got to unlearn.
yeah, we just have to remember. We have to really take an active role in the power that we have to think, because that is where it lies. That's why meditation tends to be that sweet spot for quieting the mind. But truly, it's how we have decided to use our power to focus. It's not the fact that we're sitting and focusing, it's the fact that we chose to. We chose to focus. At any given, it don't work for me. It doesn't matter if it didn't work for you. You chose it. Now that you've chosen it, it doesn't matter if it's difficult. It doesn't matter if you can't sit there for more than 2 seconds. It doesn't matter. You chose it. And watch things. Every time you choose, even if you can just sit there for 2 seconds, every time you make a decision to be still, things start to still. I promise you. You have to make the decision to allow. A lot of people talk about allowing. Say, I'm just allowing it, but you decided to allow. You made the decision to not choose. That's a decision. And the more decisions we make like that, the more things to start showing up that gives us more and more choices. And we're like, and I want that one and that one and that one. How it works. So be aware of the fact that in every moment you are making a decision, even if it's not to make one. That is what I want to leave them with. Let's see what we got here. What we got here. Life is images of the mind expressed. Whatever you store in your mind, life will always express to
Yes,
you
it will. Yes, it
through
will.
you. Absolutely.
Yes.
Be
Yes.
more intentional and love yourself so you can live the life you truly want. Being your authentic self. I am working on.
Yes.
You are that. You
Yes. Yes.
are
Yes.
that.
Yes.
You just made the decision. Now let it be. Don't counteract it. Make the decision and let that be the decision. I am intentional about loving myself. And I'm going to truly live my life the way I want to and be my authentic self. Period. That's your sentence.
And
That's
the only thing I would add is to do it from a place of gratitude.
mm-hmm.
Gratitude. The research shows that the happiest people are those people who figured it out. And what they figured out is that gratitude is the key. There's always something to be grateful for, even in our darkest hour. Even in our darkest hour, there's still something to be grateful for.
Yeah.
And it depends on, we talked about thinking, and I talked about thinking and thinking about what are your thoughts. I've been in some really dark places in my life. And when I was in those places, before I knew what I know now, when I was in those places, all I could think about was the darkness. That's what I fed. The more I thought about it, the darker it became. Now that I know what I know, I make an intentional decision, even though sometimes, like when my sister passed in April, whew, that was tough. But I made the decision to focus on the fun things that we did together, the good times that we had. And it wasn't that I was minimizing the transition, but I was understanding that everything is energy, every person is energy. Life is from beginning to beginning. Do you hear me? From
Yes.
beginning to beginning, not from
Yes.
beginning to end. And so as I focused on that, then I could see more clearly the goal there. My sister is always with me, as are all of those who have transitioned, because they simply transition from the physical form into the energetic form, right? So for that, for the time that she spent with me in the physical form, I'm grateful. and for the time that she has transitioned, and I know that she is still with me, I'm still grateful. So, regardless of what is happening in your life, look for just a tiny thing, a tiny grain of gratitude will take you so much further than anything that I can think of. God bless you.
Ashe. Good night, y'all. We love you so much.
When I explain myself and the way I feel about things and certain things, I explain it from my experience. So when I tell you what I'm going through or how I feel about something that you did, I'm not doing that for you. I don't expect you to change what you're doing, change who you're being, change what your reaction should have been, or tell you what you should have done or how you should have treated me. That's not I would be out of line. That's not my place. My place is to express how I'm feeling so that I can figure out why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. And if that happens to happen while you are in front of me, please rest assured that I'm not looking for anything from you. I'm not looking for you to make it easier for me. I'm not looking for you to make it harder for me, for sure. I'm not looking for you to change and make it harder for yourself. I'm just using the mirror that you're providing to look at myself through the experience that we just had together. I can't be responsible for anyone other than me. People change their minds way too often for me to keep up with it. So I'm not expressing myself so that I can work through what you're working through. Because first of all, how do I even know it's yours? That what you're working through is really yours. Because I found that for myself, that a lot of things that I have worked through were just as simple as me admitting that it wasn't for me to work through. So there's got to be plenty of people out there working through something that is not theirs to work through, and then they are projecting the way they feel about some shit on you while you working through your shit that you trying to cipher through if it's your shit or not, and if it's your shit, how to work through this shit, and if it ain't your shit, how to throw this shit away. Shit.